PN junction diode. Here VI means voltage ampere characteristics of PN junction. Here PN junction is referred as PN junction diode. So what is a diode? A diode is a two-terminal semiconductor device. So volt ampere characteristics or VI characteristics of a PN junction, also called as PN junction diode. So VI characteristics is the curve between voltage across the PN junction diode and the circuit current. Usually voltage is taken along the x-axis and current is taken along the y-axis of a two-dimensional graph. Now let us see a figure which shows the circuit arrangement for determining the VI characteristics of PN junction diode. So this is the circuit diagram for plotting the VI characteristics of PN junction diode when it is forward bias. As we have discussed earlier, the meaning of forward bias is the p-type material is connected to positive terminal of battery and n-type material is connected to negative terminal of battery. The circuit will operate when the switch will be closed. Here a potentiometer is used to regulate the input supply in the steps of 0.1 volts when the PN junction diode is forward bias. The resistance Rs or R is the current limiting resistor which prevents excessive flow of current in any voltage fluctuations. The milliammeter is used to measure the circuit current or the current flowing through the diode, and the voltmeter is used to measure the voltage across the PN junction diode. So here this voltmeter is used to measure the voltage across the diode and not the supply voltage. This point is to be noted. The characteristics can be studied under three heads: zero external voltage, forward bias and reverse bias. Here in this diagram I have kept switch open, that means zero external voltage. Forward bias means the anode connected to positive terminal of battery and cathode connected to negative terminal of battery. Reverse bias I will show in the next diagram. Now I have replaced the circuit with a diode symbol. Here I have replaced the circuit with the diode symbol. Rest the circuit is same. Now condition 1, zero external voltage. So when the external voltage is zero, that is the circuit is open, let us say at point K. Here I have replaced the point K with a switch. The potential barrier at the junction does not permit any current flow. Therefore, the circuit current is zero and it is indicated in the graph. So I will show you the graph. So here in this graph, the circuit current is 0 and it is indicated by point O here. Now other condition is forward bias. This is the circuit for the forward bias and now we will discuss it. So with the forward bias, P-type connected to positive terminal, N-type connected to negative terminal, the barrier potential is reduced. And at forward voltage, that is 0.7 volt for silicon and 0.3 volts for germanium, the potential barrier is completely eliminated and the current starts flowing in the circuit. So from now onwards, the current increases with the increase in the forward voltage. So as the forward voltage is increasing, the current is increasing, but the increase in the current is very less. Thus, a rising curve from O to A and from A to B, that is the curve OB, is obtained with the forward bias. The current increases sharply after the point A, and this point A is known as the knee voltage or the cut in voltage. That is, the potential barrier is broken and the current rises sharply, and this current is called as a forward current. From the forward characteristics, it is observed that the current increases very slowly from point O to A, and then the current increases from point A to B, and this curve is non-linear. So it is because the external applied voltage is used up in overcoming the potential barrier. So here the barrier voltage or the potential barrier is around 0.7 volts for silicon. However, once the external voltage exceeds the potential barrier, the PN junction behaves like an ordinary conductor. Means after this 0.07 volts, the semiconductor is behaving like a ordinary conductor. Therefore, the current rises sharply with the increase in the external voltage, the region AB. And this curve is almost linear. So this graph in the forward bias is a combination of linear and non-linear curve, but overall it is a non-linear curve. Now we will see the reverse bias. So with the reverse bias, the P-type connected to the negative terminal of battery and N-type is connected to the positive terminal of battery, and the potential barrier at the junction is now increased. And as the potential barrier is increased, the junction resistance becomes very high and practically no current flows through the circuit. So a very small current in the order of microamperes flows in the circuit when it is reverse bias, and this reverse current which is flowing is called as reverse saturation current, or we can say reverse leakage current, and this current is due to the minority carrier. It is called as reverse saturation current because it reaches its maximum level quickly and does not significantly change with the change in the reverse voltage, and hence the term is given reverse saturation current. We will see the reverse bias condition in the following circuit. So this is the circuit diagram for the PN junction diode, which is reverse biased. Here we can see the cathode connected to the positive terminal of battery, anode connected to negative terminal of battery. So this is the reverse biasing of the PN junction diode. Rest the circuit is same, and we have also changed the polarities of this ammeter and the voltmeter. Now this curve shows the VI characteristics of PN junction diode in the reverse bias. As we see, from point O to this point, it is a reverse leakage current, and this reverse leakage current or reverse saturation current is flowing because of minority carriers. And after the breakdown voltage, large reverse current will flow, and this large reverse current causes the damage to the diode, and the diode may get burned out. So this region is called as a reverse breakdown region or the avalanche breakdown region. The point to be noted is that the reverse leakage current is very, very small, and it is in the order of microamperes. So we may recall that there are few electrons in the p-type material and the few holes in the n-type material, and these are the minority carriers. So as shown in this figure, this curve represents the reverse bias VI characteristics. Now we see that the minority carriers in p-type are electrons, minority carriers in n-type are hole. Now because of the application of reverse bias, now these minority carriers will recombine with each other, and because of the recombination of the minority carriers, the reverse current or the reverse saturation current or the reverse leakage current flows through the circuit. This small current flows in the reverse direction, but it is very, very negligible over the working range of voltages. So if the reverse voltage is increased continuously, the kinetic energy of these minority carriers can become very, very high. The kinetic energy of the minority carriers. Minority carriers means the electrons in the p-type and holes in the n-type. So the kinetic energy of this minority carriers, say electrons, may increase to high enough that it will knock out the electrons from the semiconductor atoms, and because of it the large current will flow, reverse current will flow, and this may burn the diode. So at this stage the breakdown of the junction occurs, and it is characterized by the sudden rise in the reverse current and sudden fall of the resistance of the barrier region. This destroys the junction permanently and the diode will burn out. Now this complete figure shows the complete VI characteristics of forward bias PN junction diode. This is for germanium and this is for silicon. The point to be noted is that in the forward bias, this forward current is flowing because of the majority carriers, and in the reverse bias the current is flowing, this leakage current is flowing because of the minority carriers. Minority carriers are produced due to the breaking of covalent bonds at the room temperature, and point to be noted, not all the covalent bond break, only a few covalent bond breaks. That's why the current is very less in the microampere range. And in the forward bias the current is very large because of the majority carriers, and hence it is in milliamperes. So these VI characteristics of PN junction diode, if it is of silicon, this is the very important characteristics. From point O to A, it is slowly increase in the current, but after the knee voltage, that is after the barrier voltage is overcome, large forward current is flowing, and this region is called as forward conduction region. In the reverse bias, reverse leakage current is flowing because of the minority carriers. Minority carriers are generated because of the breakage of the covalent bond. And after breakdown voltage, large reverse current will flow, and this current is enough to damage the junction permanently, and the diode will burn down. The diagram is similar for the germanium also, only the difference is that the knee voltage is around 0.3 volts. Means the barrier voltage is 0.3 volts, and after 0.3 volts large forward current will flow. We will compare both the diagrams for germanium as well as for silicon. So this diagram shows the forward characteristics of silicon diode as well as germanium diode. Here it is seen that forward current will flow in silicon after the knee voltage of 0.7 volts and in the germanium the forward current will flow after the knee voltage of 0.3 volts. Again I am repeating, when the semiconductor diode is forward biased, the forward resistance is very less. It is in the range of few ohms. And if the forward resistance is very less, large current will flow through the diode. The diode will act as a closed switch. It is acting as a short circuit enough to allow the flow of current in the forward direction. And as the forward resistance is very less, the voltage drop or the voltage across the diode is very less. Now we will discuss some of the important terms related with the PN junction diode, that is the crystal diode. First is the breakdown voltage. It is the minimum reverse voltage at which the PN junction breaks down with the sudden rise in the reverse current. So it is called as breakdown voltage. So under the normal reverse voltage, a very little reverse current flows through the PN junction. But if the reverse voltage attains a high value, the junction may break down with a sudden rise in the reverse current, and this may permanently damage the diode. We will refer again the diagram. So as shown in this diagram, the PN junction is reverse biased. And if the reverse bias is very high, there will be sudden rise in the reverse current. So even at the room temperature, the holes and the electron pairs are produced in the depletion region. So here, as we can see in the depletion region, electron hole pairs are generated. That is because of the minority carriers. The electron will move towards the positive terminal of the battery and the holes will move towards the negative terminal of the battery. So at large reverse voltage, these electrons will acquire high velocity to dislodge or to remove the valence electrons from the semiconductor atoms as shown in this figure. So these valence electrons are dislodged or dislocated by these free electrons. So these free electrons are generated because of the minority carriers. The new liberated electrons in turn free other valence electrons and hence the large reverse current will flow. So in this way, avalanche of the electrons takes place and therefore the PN conducts a very large reverse current as we have seen previously in this diagram. So this diagram. So here this is the large reverse current because the avalanche of the electrons and the avalanche breakdown region is said to be formed. So once the breakdown voltage is reached, the reverse current permanently damages the junction. Therefore, utmost care must be taken during the reverse voltage across the PN junction, and hence the PN junction is always reverse bias with the voltage lower than the breakdown voltage. So the point is, whenever we want to study the reverse bias characteristics, the reverse voltage across the PN junction must be less than the reverse breakdown voltage, and it is specified in the manufacturer's data sheet. Next point is the knee voltage. So knee voltage is the forward voltage at which the current through which the junction starts to increase rapidly. So when the diode is forward biased, it conducts the current very slowly until the potential barrier is overcome. For the silicon diode, the potential barrier is 0.7 volt, whereas for germanium it is 0.3 volts. Once the applied forward voltage exceeds the knee voltage, the current starts increasing rapidly and the applied voltage must be more than the knee voltage. This potential barrier voltage is also known as turn-on voltage, and this is obtained by taking a straight line portion of the forward characteristic and extending back to the horizontal characteristics axis. Next point to be discussed is maximum forward current. So it is the highest instantaneous forward current that a PN junction can conduct without damaging the junction. It is also specified by the manufacturer's data sheet. So if the forward current in the PN junction is more than the rating, the junction will be destroyed because of the overheating, although it is in the forward bias. Next point is the peak inverse voltage. So it is the maximum reverse voltage that can be applied to the PN junction without damaging the junction. We can say peak inverse voltage or the peak reverse voltage, but it is easier to remember peak inverse voltage, that is abbreviation is PIV. So we are talking about this reverse voltage. So if the reverse voltage applied across the junction exceeds its PIV, the junction again is destroyed because of the excessive heat energy liberated. So this peak inverse voltage is very important parameter when we are making rectifiers by using the semiconductor diodes. So this PN junction diode, that is a crystal diode or a semiconductor PN junction crystal diode, is used as a rectifier which will change the AC current or voltage into a DC current or voltage. We will see this in the next unit. And hence care must be taken such that the reverse voltage across the diode during the negative half cycle of the AC does not increase the PIV of the diode. Next point, maximum power rating. It is the maximum power that can be dissipated at the junction without damaging it. The power dissipation at the junction is equal to the product of junction current and voltage across the junction. So here power is given by P is equals to V into I. So this is what the formula is. Power is equals to voltage into current, that is P is equals to V into I, and the unit is watt. So this maximum power rating is also mentioned in the manufacturer's data sheet. Again, we will discuss one of the important parameter, that is diode resistance. So first point is the forward resistance of diode. It is represented by R small f. It is the ratio of forward voltage to the forward current. It's very simple. Ratio of forward voltage to forward current. The unit of resistance is of course ohms, and the value of forward resistance is in few ohms. Next point is reverse resistance of diode. It is denoted by R suffix R. It is the ratio of reverse voltage to the reverse current. Again, it is resistance, so unit is ohms, but the value of this reverse resistance is in mega ohms. Then we have static resistance. So static means fixed resistance. So it is again ratio of voltage to current at any point on the VI characteristics of diode. So the static resistance can be calculated on the forward conduction region or the reverse conduction, or we can say the reverse breakdown region. Means we can calculate the static resistance when forward current is flowing, and we can calculate static resistance when reverse current is flowing. When static resistance is calculated for forward bias, then of course its value will be in few ohms, and when it is calculated for reverse bias, the value of static resistance will be in mega ohms. Next is the dynamic resistance. So dynamic resistance means it is a ratio of change in forward voltage to the change in the forward current at any 2 points on the VI characteristics of the diode. So it can be calculated for forward bias or reverse bias. Hence, static or dynamic resistance can be for forward bias as well as for reverse bias of the diode. So in this condition, we have overall 4 values of the resistance. That is static forward resistance, static forward resistance first, second static reverse resistance, third dynamic forward resistance, and dynamic reverse resistance. We will calculate these resistance values in the practicals and we will see how it can be calculated in detail. So this is all about the important parameters related with the diode.